regular meeting for Wednesday, August 13th, 2025 in session. Would everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Reminder, all visitors, please sign in with your names and addresses at the podium. Eamon, you want to read our mission statement?
Sir. Logansport Parks and Recreation Department is committed to building a vibrant and healthy community for future generations through accessible recreational facilities and programs that promote physical health, social engagement, conservation, and cultural appreciation.
Okay, so we all got a copy of the minutes from our last meeting. Are there any additions or subtractions that we need to make? Okay. With none, we will move on. We have no old business, so we're moving right on to new business. Approved transfer of funds for the Dyckman Seasonal Clubhouse.
This is just the part for the people that work at the clubhouse. We kind of knew this was coming at some point. We just didn't know how soon we'd need to attack it, I guess. But in order to do we're going to be a year-round operation essentially here now with the simulator. And we expect the simulator to start, I know Kyle's goal is to have it done by the end of August so that we have September, October through December to operate it. And they felt like it would take an additional $12,000 for the seasonal help budget to cover that extra time, labor that's going to take. The council president asked me to just go ahead and do a transfer rather than additional appropriation, and so that's what we have $50,000 in driving range that we, because at the time we got that money, we didn't know we were going to get a grant to pay for everything. So we will not be using this $50,000 at all, but this would help us cover this. So it's not typical that you get to transfer money into personal services. I think because it's a non-reverting operating and it all is within that, that's why I think it'll be okay. So
We included that in next year's request? Is that in
we have not actually figured out how much any of the salaries or any wages for next year. That comes with the actual budget reviews. So I don't even submit at this point in time, any real numbers for the wages and the personal services. So because we don't know what their plans are for any raises or not, or so I hope there's a raise. We all want a raise.
I don't know.
So anyway, I'm asking you to approve this transfer of $12,000 from driving range to seasonal clubhouse personnel.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion to accept transferring $12,000 from the driving range account to the seasonal clubhouse account?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Well, it still has to go to council.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you don't have that much power, so.
No, and nor do I want it. Okay, next
So-
up, Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, and so after exhaustive search and interviews, I'd like to introduce Jacqueline Wiggins Merritt as our new Recreation Director upon your approval. She actually started on August the 4th, so you're approving it retroactively. Her probationary wage will be $20.50 per hour or $41,851 per year. After she's been here 90 days, we're going to probably give her a bump of 50 cents an hour, so it's $21 an hour. And then hopefully then whatever raise is next year, it'll be based on that. So Jacqueline comes from, she lives here in Logansport. She grew up in Westfield and also went to Franklin University for communications. She has lived in Brownsburg as well, and she came here about 4 years ago, and took a job with the Delphi Library, made that trip every day, back and forth, and she was the youth librarian. And during our interviews, we heard lots of wonderful ideas that I think will benefit the community and in our Parks Department in general. So anyway, and I would, certainly you can ask any questions ever that you need to, but I would like to ask for your official approval to hire her as Recreation Director.
Yeah, when we did for Eamon's benefit, because you haven't heard this yet, and
Right.
people out in the crowd, when Jason and I and Jan did these interviews, we had 3 people that we interviewed. By far, as I told Jan and Jason after we were done, I was pretty much done as far as hiring somebody after the second interview with Jacqueline. She knocked her interview out of the park.
You're into the park, so to speak.
Into the park, okay. I'm still trying to get out of baseball slang, so. And I think when she met with Jennifer and Mike and Jason and I, and unfortunately, Eamon, you weren't able to be there, she knocked it in the park with them as well. I have rolled out some of your ideas, like the pumpkin roll to people around town, and it's just smiles, and the Day of the Dead, so she's going to, just her energy, she's going to bring a lot to our Recreation Department for the Parks Department, so. Anybody else? Eamon, you got any questions, or you want to ask her anything?
Nah, I trust you guys.
Put her on the hot seat if you want.
Hey, I know, I don't think it's an easy job, but I think it's a rewarding job from what I noticed. So if you put in a bunch, I think you get a bunch back. You know what I mean? Volunteers, I think you got to rely on. You can ask me, because I did like to volunteer.
That's volunteer.
I was going to say, Eamon's one of them guys that you will show up and volunteer for you.
I will
so.
volunteer for you, so don't hesitate to reach out. But yeah, I'm sure she'll do a great job.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, do I have a motion to approve the hire of Jacqueline Dwiggins Merritt for our new Recreation Director? It was retroactive starting August the 4th.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations, you are now officially hired.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Welcome.
That's why I was spoken. Welcome.
I'm making her do the report tonight, too.
Oh, no,
so-
she needs to step right up, so.
Okay, so the neuter scooter is coming to town via the Cass County Humane Society on September the 6th, and they needed a place to do their work, and the McHale Complex was available, or it is available, and so the neuter scooter itself actually pays $300 for the day for, and so there was another $70 that, 75? 70, I can't remember. 75.
I think 75.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah, I
too.
think 75.
Anyway, I told her that I would ask you guys to waive that last $75 so that they can get this done. She thinks they'll have 150 cats to go through it, and, because they do a pretty quick job of it, and I think that the Humane Society also gets whatever wild cats they can, that are out there, feral cats, so they're not producing more cats. So, everybody loves kittens, but boy, when they get to be cats. Yeah, so, anyway, I would like for you to approve the waiver on the remaining $75. They will pay the $125 damage deposit, as usual, so they'll understand everything they've got to do to clean up, so.
Okay. Questions? Do I have a motion for the request from the Cass County Humane Society for the use of the McHale Complex, waiving the extra $75 fee?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed.
Hey,
Yes, yes, sir.
This brought something to my thought and attention when they did that, which is nice of them to reduce that rate and to not ask for free. I've been in a lot of committee meetings with things about the state of Indiana and property tax money and that kind of stuff. I kind of wonder if maybe we should consider if some sort to say, people want it for free, we say, could you give us $10 or 20, so there's some skin in the game. So maybe people are aware of, the fact that these are not the, 80% of the city's money comes from property taxes. And then the governor's going to cut some of those. So nothing to be done, it's just something for you to think about that. I don't know if it would do anything for anybody, but I just think in some cases,
Sure.
we come in and, it'd be pretty cheesy to say, could you give us $10? And they go, oh, geez, so.
Sure.
Anyway.
I think that we're probably gonna have to raise fees for this coming year, and so I think that's something, what committee would that be?
I forget what I do now. Guessing that it's, the closest one we have would be finance.
Finance,
Yep, which is Mike and I.
you and Mike, okay. So if we can get together and talk about that, I think that'd be a good idea. Before we even roll anything out.
Just to get thinking about it, because as I say, I think there's going to be some things that are, when we get down to the actual budget, it's going to get to be every department fighting for those things that are most important. And I just think sometimes there are groups that do stuff with us, and we want to be great community partners, but sometimes it's like, you see they're out doing things, making money, and you're like, you couldn't give us $10, $25, $50, I mean, a donation, so we'd have something to be.
Well, and everything especially rentals, which is probably where any of that money would go, it goes into non-reverting operating, and that covers the cost of our programs. And I know we're not in the best shape in that fund because we did the rent fund kiosks this year, and the prices on, the extra rental fee, the rental people that are doing the rentals for us is a fee that we've never really had to pay till these last couple of years, and so that's beefed up our budget as well. So it's something to talk about, and if you guys can get together to help me figure out because we need to get that going here pretty darn soon. I mean, just like we did the golf course last month, we need to do the next. And we also probably need to think about credit card fees and charging people.
I was just gonna mention that, you also have to consider the credit card fees, I just.
We're gonna have to do that because they're already outrageous right now.
Yeah.
How much do we have? We've already had to add more to it, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we added a couple thousand.
So, yeah.
Fortunately, it's not even clear what the change, I mean, I've one of the meetings was the Baker Tilly, who's the big accounting guys for the state for the schools and the government and all that kind of stuff. And they don't know exactly what, I mean, it all hasn't landed to be 100% to say, here's what we're going to have to raise, which makes it really hard for everybody in every group.
Dave says we'll know the numbers by the end of this month.
Oh, there you go. See?
We'll know what our income.
Our wish is,
I just came from the finance meeting.
Yeah.
So we'll know at the end of this month
So-
what our numbers are for income.
yeah. So at that point, someone should be able to say, okay, here's the shortfall from
Right.
last year for all Parks Department, or all city departments.
All, everything.
Just parks, that's all that's important.
All right.
Okay.
So,
All right. Administrator's management report.
okay, so we'll start out with the summer aquatic center, or the Mulehazen Aquatic Center's report. They brought in $17,965 in general admission, $6,095 for passes and lessons, and then pool rentals were pretty active this year. I mean, it was hard to get a time for, they did a rental every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all summer. And then they had to move on to do some others, but, so that was a total of $44.80. I'm sorry, I didn't add all that up in my head, but it looks like it was about, let's see, that would have been $28,000, about $28,000 of income, so. We were open 54 days, Fort closed 4 days early from bad weather, and we never were closed, so, anyway.
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
Estimate is what our expenses are.
Not worried about that. I like to.
I know a lot of people like you.
I'm joshing, I'm sorry.
No, I know this is not a fund, it's not a moneymaker for us. I just didn't know how much.
No, it is not. But
much?
so far this year, we have spent $86,000 out of a $130,000 budget. So we still hope to use what is left to get more chemicals, because chemicals are going to be one of those things that are going to be,
Probably ought to
Going
buy 'em-
up.
Buy them now while we can.
yeah,
if we
I don't
can.
know if they're getting any of that from China or anything, but it's likely. And so,
Absolutely.
and then we really need a new set of steps that gets you into the water. So the one we have is just cracking and breaking really badly. So we need to take care of those. If we can do that, there's still $6,000 there in that budget, and that was one of the things we wanted to do with it. So anyway. And the splash pad is still open. We had a little issue, and we had originally set the splash pad for 3 to 9 for both the new one and the one at Mulehazen, and the internet just blew up with complaints that it wasn't accommodating enough. So today we moved it so it was 12 to 8 on weekdays, and then weekends it's 11 to 10 every day. So hopefully people are happy with that. So.
I had some people ask me, and I didn't know how it worked. I mean, I knew there was a timer for the whole thing, and you could set it for the farmer's market, but it's like middle of the week, and they thought it should have been. And I said, well, maybe it's like the turn off the timer for the farmer's market also did something with something else, but so it sounded like we just didn't know yet what the.
Yeah, for downtown, it'll always be open for when farmer's market is open, except for 8 to 10 on Saturday mornings.
Just like run constantly, or still have the foot?
No, they have to press the
Foot
button.
switch, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And it's on the ground level. You
Yeah,
can't
I've
see,
seen
it's
that.
not an elevated
Yeah.
pole like the one is at Tower. So,
Millhausen.
anyway,
Okay.
you'll be impressed. Jackie wrote the kind of an apology, but talked about how, in Facebook, so when you get a chance to read it, she did a great job with it, so. And sometimes I get tongue-tied or can't figure out
Well,
what
I
to
mean, the
say.
people I talk to, you know, I think it's actually, in hindsight, it's now almost genius, the fact that we have a decorative fountain. We also have a splash pad. So you have really two different things happening that make us look like we were very visionary, and maybe we were, you know, but anyway, I just think that, and they were fine with it. They just thought, is it shut off for the season, or they didn't know what the deal was. And I said, well, it's kind of weird because you got the pad on the ground, so you have to know
Yeah,
how
it's-
what
it's-
you're doing.
It's taken us a little bit to figure out exactly what the time should be, so I think people will be, and as long as the funding is good, the money holds out, I guess we're okay, so. But we've got $11,000 in utilities available right now, but we haven't seen the July, early August with the pool. So, I mean, because the splash pad isn't a standalone budget item in the pool, it's part of the pool budget, whatever that is, so. So, like I said, the one in July was $5,700, so.
Is that, is the one down at the depot, is that on the same meter as the depot's restrooms, or is it a separate?
No, it's a separate one.
Okay, well, that'll be good, so we
And-
can, we'll be able to know what.
We'll
the-
be able to know how that's going, so.
Okay.
I wish they could read that every week or something, so we could know, but I'd like to try to keep that on through the Oktoberfest, which is September 20th, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes, so.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, I'm going to kind of just go on through this real quick, because golf people are not able to be here tonight, and Kevin is not able to be here tonight either. So I'm just going to run through it, okay? The clubhouse, we've done our second month of occupancy, and they're getting settled pretty well. They do need more staffing, and they're trying to figure out the simulator as well. The Dykeman driving range, the seating has all been completed. Working on the T station continues. The golf maintenance barn is probably about 66. They didn't have the roof on yesterday, but they got the sides up.
Sides
so,
up, yep.
It's coming along pretty nice. So I'm saying 66% complete, but it might be further along than that. The simulator room has, the work continues. I think what really they're waiting on now is being able to get all the stuff hung in the ceiling, that points down onto the screens.
Right.
And getting the computers and all that stuff all taken care of. So, it's coming, and, his goal is to have it up and running by the end of August, so. Trail cameras continues to be a frustrating thing because of the contractor's delay. I know they're waiting on equipment, and every time they think they're going to be here, either it storms or, for some other reason, they can't be here. So just keep pushing them. That's what we got to do. I'm hoping that at our next meeting that we can give you a demonstration of all the cameras. But the cameras are all working now at Little Turtle, at, that means 18th Street as well. Fairview, Riverside, of course, River Bluff Trail as well. And where else? We still have to do Spencer, Mulehausen, and Bishop Parks still have to be done too, so.
It's a good thing they were working at Fairview.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. We were able to catch some vandal
Or
with the
it
cameras.
was $900 was the damage fee from the donuts over at Fairview, so.
I don't think,
Was it a car, truck, or was it a four-wheeler?
a Jeep.
Jeep,
Wrangler, yeah. ADA assessment, the team has completed all their visits, we're just waiting on their final report from Dykeman. The storage barn is at Spencer Park, we have all the permits and stuff. He's got to finish another job, and then he's hoping to get started here in the next week or two, so. Spencer Park South Playground has been delivered, demo has completed last week, and so installation, we hope, begins 8/18. It might be the next week, but we'll still have 3 weeks between 8/18 and Live United Day. So we're good. We're good. So the Iron Horse Splash Pad, of course, is completed. Christmas in the Park, we started working on the 2025 display sponsors, received positive responses again from Harris Glasscoal, Hardwood, Cass County, Purdue alumni, and assorted IU alumni. So the Logansport Parks Foundation had their meeting last week. They agreed last week to manage the funds as a Memorial Home is fundraising. The foundation, the Parks Foundation will hold those funds for them and manage those. Hopefully, it's not a major task for Kelly especially, but for us, so we'll see. We also discussed the Houston Endowment Fund, because Security Federal at first wanted to divest it and give it to the foundation, and then they found out that they can't just give it to us, we have to spend it. So, and I don't know that we're ready to spend it on something yet, but, and then the other thing I wanted, there's this Noble Winds Bench Public Art Project. The Noble Winds is a company that sells benches that are made from the blades from wind turbines. And because they're a fiberglass and they don't deteriorate. And so we're just looking at this right now, and I'll try to get you, when we have more time, I'll try to get that information to you so you can see it. So recreation, so the total swimmers or swim lessons was 80 this year. Total swimmers was 9,229. We planned and executed social media. Summer Sundown Series has been active at Muehlhausen and Spencer this last month. It goes to Royal Center this coming Sunday, and then it'll be at Little Turtle Waterway then for the rest of, till the 14th of September. So and Ned Boyd is the last one, or the last Sunday night. So, of course, Jackie started working on the 4th, and we participated in Healthy Kids Day on the 9th. So anyway, let me see. Then Kevin would want you to know, let's see, I should have highlighted stuff. We did meet with the DNR and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife at the restoration area, and they had to do another application of weed killer, and so that's looking pretty good. We also, let me see what else. I've already told you about cameras, splash pad. I gotta say too, the Iron Horse Park splash pad would not be done if it weren't for Kevin. He has put in a lot of his own time to make that happen, and I just want you guys to.
Oh, and at the Security Federal block party, Kevin and his family were there and noticed the lights weren't coming on, so Kevin just went down in the manhole and started working.
Oh, he did?
Try to test them to see, and basically said, I'm not sure he's going to call the company who will diagnose why the lights weren't coming on, but yeah, he's just like in his weekend clothes and he's getting down in there, coming out slopped up, and so, yeah, big appreciation to Kevin.
Yeah,
for that.
Kevin has done a great job. It's just like, and let me back up a little bit too. Kyle and Dean are getting that whole simulator thing done themselves too, and trying not to hire additional people to take care of this stuff to save us some money. And they work hard like that to make sure we have these things. So anyway, okay, and we had our end of summer staff carry-in last week, and then Levi Sutton attended and passed his exam for the certified pool operator. So both Kevin and Levi are now certified to operate the pool. And so I've been working on the Cass County Reimagine booth, the Cass County United Way rally. I was at that. We did the interviews, Zoom calls with the Noble Winds benches, and Rent Fund. So I knew how to use the software to track the analytics of the new kiosks. I had my performance review with Mayor Martin a couple weeks ago. And I also took pictures for Chalk on the Block, which was really great. It was the Logan's Landing's chalk drawings downtown here. And then it just let loose about 4 o'clock, and that was it. So, but it was really neat. So, and then got the budget submitted last Friday for 2026. And I did my best to follow you guys' priorities. So, anyway. What else? And then I would like to ask you to change the November meeting from 11/12 to 11/19. IPRA conference is the 11th to the 13th of November, and that's down in Muncie. And I know Kevin and Jackie and I would all like to go to that, so it's a great event for seeing what's going on and learning more things, and so that would be will you approve that change?
Need a motion to approve the change of the November meeting from the 12th until the 19th.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
And then last but not least, I would like to, or I'm hoping to have the new website ready by the end of the month, so as soon as that's, and then along with the website, we've talked about really unveiling our new logo and getting things going in that direction too, so, anyway.
Okay. I have a question. Melbourne Park, is he paying his utility bills?
No, he has not, and he declined to renew his contract. So,
You shouldn't be operating there.
Is he still using it?
Huh.
Okay.
No.
All right. I was just double checking to see where we were because I haven't, okay. All right.
I have an idea about that, but I want to talk to you about that too, so.
Okay.
And
All right.
You should go ahead and ask Jackie for her.
All right, Jackie, you are on the spot. You have to come right up here to the front table and sit in front of all of us and speak.
Oh, man. Well, hi, everyone. So we are starting tween rec soccer. It's still sort of in its infancy. We're still kind of trying to get some of the details together, but the community has really, I've only been here for a little bit, and the community has already outpoured that they really do want soccer, and a lot of our phone calls are about it. So I think it'll really help. The idea is that it's going to be for 10 or 11-year-olds, I can't remember. Sorry, it's my first time.
11 to 14.
11 to 14, thank you. And it's going to be co-ed. They will have teams, and they will do rec soccer. So it's not necessarily going to be super competitive, but at the end, we do hope to give them like some sort of trophy or some sort of something to kind of a good job. So we're working on that, and that'll be super fun. I have never done a soccer program before, so it'll be a really big educational moment for me, but the kids are really going to be excited about it, and that's really all that matters in the end. Other upcoming plans. The 6th of September, I'm going to the Bark Park before the splash pads close down. And we're just going to have a very quick impromptu kind of social media invite of at the Bark Park, just to bring your dogs, and then like the first 20 or 30 people that come, we're going to give out the rest of the gift bags that we have with like the little footballs and stuff like that, just to kind of get people excited about the Bark Park and get, you know, some more interest in that. And then we, I'm starting planning on Howl at the Moon I've already gotten, I put out a post the other day, and I've already gotten I've gotten 8 vendors. Oops, sorry, that was right in the microphone. I've already gotten 8 different community members interested in the Trick or Trail. So yeah, so I'm really excited about that one. And I know that I spoke with you guys a little bit about that before, but Howl at the Moon, something that we've already done before as Logansport, and so it's kind of cool to keep building upon that, and then adding in like a trick or treat trail into it, and just kind of letting it have the parks aspect of a cool trick or treat kind of moment. And that's still in the super beginning planning stage. I just got here, but I'm thinking about getting some music. The band has not given me an absolute, but has said that they would be really interested in coming, the high school band. And then we will have just some really cool other little activities along the way there as well.
Which trail is the Trick or Trail thing?
At Hudson.
At Houston?
Houston, sorry.
Okay.
A mess today. Sorry, guys. But yeah, Houston. But the plan is that it'll be like where the soccer goals are. That would be like where some of the activities will kind of be. Where like we'll have like the stage and that kind of stuff, and then the trail along is where like the community will walk, and then they'll walk at each one. So far, there's a Pokemon theme, and then there's a witch theme for everybody so far. And then you kind of mentioned it before, but the pumpkin rolling, I'm thinking about maybe changing the name to a pumpkin smash, rolling around with the idea a little. But we're going to do that on November 1st. It was actually a really cool suggestion with Marissa at Black Dog, and she had suggested kind of, hey, like, what if everybody took their old pumpkins? And so then that way we wouldn't have to find pumpkins for everyone to, to decorate and to roll and stuff too. And it would be a really cool way for everyone to recycle their pumpkins, because sometimes people don't have anywhere to put those. And so we'll smash them and roll them and, all the guts and everything. And then I'm working a little bit with Kevin to see if we can get the cameras on it to leave some of the, not all of them probably, but some of the pumpkins to see if we can get the cameras on it to see the little deer and all the other animals eating it. And I would like to get that on the live feed of the website, but I don't know how realistic that is, but it would be cool. But yeah, and then social media, that was me all day today. On social media, fixing up.
She took care of that website, or that
Yeah.
splash pad timing
I
problem.
was answering a lot of questions and,
Yeah.
and helping a lot of
And
people.
and she made it sound really great, so.
Yeah. But yeah, that's so far, that's been my first full week.
You might hook her up with Josh Hopper. He used to do the soccer out there, they called it Outreach Soccer, or whatever. I mean, he might be able to give her some tips on some stuff too, because I think the church field, I think he used to be.
Who's Josh Hopper? Why do I know that
Logansport
name?
Savings Bank.
Oh, that Josh Hopper, okay, yeah.
Where are you doing your soccer program at Houston Park?
Yep, at Houston.
Well, I can tell you from experience that having ages 11 to 14, co-ed is a bad idea. Co-ed is a bad idea. They're way too competitive at that age. I mean, give it a whirl, but then you'll know for next time to just have just boys and just, they're way too competitive at that age. I coached soccer for 10 years, so just go ahead and give it a whirl. If it doesn't work, you can just boys and girls, like boys and girls.
I foresee that when we do this in the future again, there will be a lot of changes to this one. This is completely new to me, and we're wanting to roll it out kind of quickly so that we don't ruin the season, and that we get it done before Howl at the Moon also. And so this one's going to be a big learning curve, but the community seems like they are excited to do soccer, like to play, to be involved in soccer. So I feel like they'll be along for the ride, and I feel like as long as we're honest and open with them, and saying, hey, this is our first time, what can we do better next time? I think that it'll be okay. But it will be okay, at least.
Mike, they don't have a middle school soccer team, do they? Do they?
I think there is.
so.
Didn't know if they did or not.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking that maybe what I could do is get her to come to they have something they call a cabinet meeting, and they have like the principal of each school and people in charge of food services and whatever else. And I'm thinking maybe I could get her to come to one of those, we could introduce her to the school corporation. And then how can we
Great idea.
work together on, because again, at some point you may want to use a real life soccer field like they have it behind the junior high there, or whatever.
Well, and that was one of the things that.
That was their dream list.
One of the
yeah.
guys that we're working with wants to do eventually, so.
Yeah.
But he's not counting on anything like that for this year,
I feel
but
like, they practice every day now on the baseball field,
baseball.
which is,
Yeah, it's,
I would have never in my lifetime.
How'd that go over?
yeah.
I would have never thought
no,
that
it's-
happened.
no,
But the
it's-
turf makes it so that you can, before they'd worry you're going to mess the grass up or whatever. And they have goals and stuff set up there. So they've got, so it's a growing program. So a lot of times, those coaches involved there love the idea of feeder programs. And then a lot of times they come up with creative ways to get you some funding too or something like that. So
We're kind of thinking only 6 teams. We're not thinking a lot.
I just think she
Just
needs
for starters, so.
things that you're wanting to do. At times, you're going to want to somehow in schools and stuff like that. And I just think that we just need to get you to know. It doesn't hurt to have her know some of the people's. And then there are some gung-ho principals and assistant principals, and there's some that aren't so much. Just to get to know the players, and then,
So
and
does
there's bus
the,
drivers too. There's a union of bus drivers.
yeah.
They
So
got a
does
gung-ho
the-
guy there.
I know some middle school sports
It's right now.
cover
Yeah.
5th and 6th grade as well. Is soccer the same way?
Yes. Yeah. I'm the middle school tennis coach, and right now tryouts and all practices started this week for tennis and soccer, volleyball. Trying to think what else.
See,
Yeah.
then, because football and baseball at the middle school level do not, but I didn't know if, okay, all right. So that might,
Girls season right now. It's the girls' middle school season right now. Tryouts this week.
that could, when you starting this?
Next Friday.
Yeah, the 22nd.
So you could
They
get
make cuts.
When you want to do it is a
You could
good.
run into some issues where the coach may not want those kids to participate too, and so we need to get everybody kind of, loving each other.
Yeah.
You can't play, like, you're not gonna play on that middle school team to come do this rec.
Right.
So this is just gonna be like, is this gonna just be like a Sunday afternoon, or what do you?
Friday, so right now we have it slated as Friday at 5.
yeah.
So I guess it's like more evening. And there's no practices or anything like that. It's just a rec game.
Show up and play?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well.
They make
They have
cuts
to
at the middle
register.
school.
Well,
Team-
yes, they do have to register. They have
register,
to,
so,
yeah.
Um,
We have to have their, at least, like their name and their information.
So I'm gonna I can get a team together, and how many players can I have?
Well, it's for ages 11 to 14. So if you had 10 players that were
Yeah,
11 to
that
14.
10 to 12,
I was gonna say,
That's 4th grade.
Yeah.
10 to 12 kids, yeah.
so you're just putting it out there, you're not gonna provide coaches, they're just gonna come.
The team has to have their own coach,
Okay.
yeah,
Yep, and their own protective,
yeah.
Their own what?
their own protective gear.
What would that be?
Denny.
Well, like.
Oh, yeah, their
shin
shin,
guards
yeah,
and,
their
like,
shin guards.
Stuff, like, we're not providing
Cross
that.
country is the other sport that's going on right now.
That's where getting to know the schools would be good too, because a lot of times they will replace
Girls
equipment and they've got a bunch of old
boys
stuff and,
soccer,
they can
middle
give
That'd be
them something, so that would be a good place to
Well, you
dump
know what? I didn't ask the girls.
all kinds of old stuff, basketballs and shin guards, and I'll get with Michelle about
Sticks.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, not that I have right now. Thanks for letting me fumble through this for the first time.
Well, welcome aboard.
Thanks.
And don't
you.
let this stuff get you, you will have, from people in town, there'll be some negativity about whatever you do. Don't let that burn you to the ground and think, I'll never do that again, because, we had that similarly with Kara, when she started, there was something about, we did an Easter egg hunt, and then there was some money that you could get in an egg, and then not everybody got that, and people were upset. And I mean, it's like, I look at it and say, well, you learned a lesson. We don't do that next year the same way, do we? So you got to just keep fine tuning, but you can also take it like a personal attack, like, oh, they all think I'm terrible. No, they just, sometimes the people in this town like to.
Especially when we do something at the dog
Yeah.
park.
Yeah.
Just saying. Hey,
So-
thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Chin up high.
Yep.
Visitors' comments? Okay, with there being none, Eamon?
No comment today.
Mike? Jason? Jennifer? Okay, again, thanks to Jan and Kelly and Jackie and Kevin and Dean and Kyle and all of the staff that works for everybody in the Parks Department. We continue to, it's just, every week when I go out to Dykeman and I go inside the clubhouse and I look out over that golf course and how beautiful that clubhouse is with that, and all of our parks are really, so, thank you for all your hard work. Keep up the good work. Once again, Jackie, welcome aboard. You've had your break-in period, so, just kidding. So, with that, we are adjourned at 6:16.
Good job. All right.